Alright everyone, Strixhaven spoilers have started, and I just wanted to go over something I feel like I could really attribute to with the discussion of this. The thing that's been going on right now and is actually the most popular is talking about the showcase cards or whatever they're calling them in this set. Pretty much just determining, as they're telling us which ones are going to be in historic and which ones aren't. The only thing I really want to attribute to that is saying hashtag free lightning bolt, hashtag free faithless looting. Other than that, if there's a card you would like me to talk about, please leave a note in the comments and I will get to it. Other than that, I actually wanted to talk about the dual lands that were spoiled yesterday, and more importantly, discussing what I think they'll affect, and more importantly for me, how they affect dual aggro decks. So the first thing I want to do is kind of go through each one of these and talk about what kind of aggro deck they could actually play. So the first one, going with the blue-red, you would kind of be looking at an Is It Blitz type deck, playing Sprite Dragon, Stormwing Entities, stuff like that. With red-white, just typical Boros decks. There are a lot of aggro decks that are pretty good actually in the red-white. It's just they miss on their mana base sometimes. The Showdown is actually really good, the Saga. Other than that, there's really not much there. It does have its problems, of course, with a mana base. Black-white, I think Clerics is the best thing that you can do in standard with an aggro deck right now. I'm really not sure that there's much beyond that. Then black-green, I think Elves, maybe something with like Adventures. Other than that, there's not really much you can do with the black-green, or yes, with black-green aggro. With blue-green, I don't think there's anything as far as an aggro deck goes. There are a lot of things that we'll talk about later with blue-green, but as far as aggro, I think the best thing you do is see a mono-green build that splashes blue to have like negates in the sideboard and stuff like that. And to be honest, those decks actually play a lot of Castle Garenbrigs, so with something I'm going to be discussing in this, that is also going to come up to be a problem for that deck. Let's go through this. So the thing you have right now, so in standard you have Pathways, Temples, Trinomes, and Evolving Wild, or not Evolving Wilds, Fabled Passage. So right off the bat, if you're playing an aggro deck, you don't want to play Trinomes unless you have to, and you don't want to play Temples unless you have to. If you play the Temples, you're not going to be able to reveal them off of the reveal lands, so that's going to hurt you. Then, playing Fabled Passage, same thing, plus Fabled Passage is also guaranteed turns 1 through 3 to be bad. So here's where I really feel things are. You're playing duels that don't even help you reveal to these. So off the bat, if you're playing an aggro deck, you're probably looking at running somewhere between 19 and 23 lands, and that's not including the fact that you might be cutting some of your lands for playing modal cards, so that you can cut your mana base lower and lower, which is what you want to do in an aggro deck. None of those are going to help you with the reveal lands. So my honest opinion, they don't help. They very much hurt, because you're going to be playing 8 copies, you're going to be playing 4 of these, and you're going to be playing 4 Pathways at least, then your modal cards, then your Fabled Passages. None of these help you have these cards enter tapped, so you have to have 50% of your lands in with your opening just to get these to enter in untapped. Then you're going to have a lot of situations where you're going to have those sides that don't do it, and then you'll draw it the next turn, and then you'll feel bad because your land entered tapped when really it could have been anything else. The only time I think these are really good for 2-color aggro decks are with something like Shocklands, or the last time they were in standard, I don't know what you call them, but they were from one of the Zendikar sets where it was like, if you control 2 of that duel's basic land, then the land enters in untapped. So you could reveal this early, get your reveal land entered untapped, then after you play a couple of basics, you have that enter in untapped, and you've had your entire mana base enter in untapped, which is great for aggro. That's what you want to be doing. So unfortunately, we're not going to get that. I feel like these aren't going to do anything but hurt the 2-color aggro decks. However, these cards will see play in standard. How much? it depends. So the thing that this does actually help, tricolor decks. We have the Trinomes, which are going to be phenomenal. They're already doing a lot of work, and basically all the tricolor decks are actually playable. For me, especially once we get these lands, I'm going to be looking at playing a lot of Mardoom Foretold. Temur is definitely the most popular tricolor choice in Standard right now, with Sultai coming close behind it. Abzan and Jeskai aren't bad at all, but the thing is like, these you can reveal off of the show lands, and then they enter in untapped. And then later on you can cycle these away, and then your opponent doesn't have the information you gave them, so it kind of just slots in perfectly. And what's great is because of the side that these are on, each one of the tricolor decks that you're seeing with the Trinomes are getting 2 of the reveal lands. So basically what you're going to have is these 3-color mid-range / control decks are going to have perfect mana throughout the game. They probably won't even have to play their Trinomes. They'll probably just end up cycling away, and they'll never have anything enter in untapped between pathways, possibly some combination of Fabled Passage, stuff like that. So they're the ones who actually benefited from this. So with that, unfortunately, I feel like if you had any hopes of 2-color aggro decks getting better, I'm sorry to say that in my opinion, it's not going to happen. If you're wanting to play aggro, and I play a lot of aggro decks myself, because of what's been revealed so far, I'm going to be sticking with mono color decks. Just stick with your mono red, mono green, mono white. They're fine, especially mono white. Mono white's got the best 1-drop slots. Mono red's not bad. It's still actually the deck I play the most. I just think Embercleave is amazing. That being said, I can make a case for Gruul still, but Gruul obviously didn't get a reveal land, so it's not like what I'm discussing here actually helped Gruul. But Gruul's good because it actually benefits off of Fabled Passage a lot, which can help make up the difference for your lands entering in tapped a lot. That being said, I think I would just honestly stick with Mono Red over Gruul, but that's really the only deck I can even make a case for as a 2-color aggro deck. Otherwise, I don't think we were given anything for that. If you disagree with me, please let me know in the comments, or if there's other spoilers you would like to see me talk about, whether it's the showcase cards that are being introduced into Historic, or the actual set itself, how it impacts Standard or Historic, or maybe even other formats. Please let me know what you would like, and I hope you enjoyed this video.